Hi, welcome. I'm here to talk about one of my favorite things to talk about, which is traveling, and some of the things that you encounter before you actually take the trip. Now, I love to travel more than anything, but one of the hardest things for me is figuring out where to go, how to go, when to go, and particularly if I'm traveling with someone else. That's always the hard part. I have a husband who loves to travel once I get him on the road, but getting him on the road is the hard part, and he can be very stubborn. He always says, oh yeah, next year, that's a great idea. So I've developed some techniques for enticing your partner, whether it's a best friend, a boyfriend, a husband, whoever, how to get them really excited about the trip. And I have a surefire technique. And the technique is really simple. It's 2 words, and it's the Panama Canal. And the Panama Canal, you might say, but the Panama Canal offers absolutely everything for anybody. Anybody's desires, likes, wishes. That trip offers it. So I'm going to give you a few little tips on how to get started enticing your partner. Now, I remember before this trip, I said at the dinner table, casually, honey, did you know that you can put 500 school buses in one of the locks in the Panama Canal? Now this worked with my partner, but not everyone would find that fascinating. So if your partner goes, really? You don't say, huh? And goes back to reading the paper and eating, you know that you have to try a different tact. So then you might say, you might give the technological aspect of the canal one more attempt, because it's a fascinating piece of engineering and one of the great wonders of the world. It's an amazing thing to see. You might say, did you know that every time a ship goes through the Panama Canal, 52 million gallons of fresh water flush into the ocean? Did you know that? And then you might really think, ooh, has she gone over the edge? She's spouting out these engineering facts. But he might go, yeah, the Panama Canal, it's so romantic. I've always wondered about that. Then you know you're getting somewhere. But if he still just keeps eating dinner and looking at the paper, then and I'm sure you know all of his interests, but try another tact. You might say, there are 18 parrots in Panama that you can see while you're standing on the side of the ship. 18 parrots and 16 macaws flying in the sky. They say they just fly in flocks, almost like seeing a double rainbow. And honey, did you know that parrots are monogamous? That's when you're really turning the screws. It is a very romantic trip. Very romantic and amazing. And it really offers something for everybody. Now, gentlemen, if you're trying to get your wife or girlfriend to go, you might try this. Did you know on the Panama Canal trip, we stop at colonial cities that are amazing? There's a city that has the most incredible emeralds, the most beautiful emeralds in the world. Cartagena. It's a colonial city, and they say that emeralds can't be beat anywhere in the world. And also, Antigua. It's a colonial city in the mountains of Guatemala. Jade. Hand-carved jade, all colors of jade. It's the jade capital of the world. Both cities on that trip. Maybe someday we can go on that, honey. And she'll be going, emeralds? Jade? On the same trip? Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah. So those are some options, but it doesn't stop just there. You can say, you know, I'm feeling so young. Let's take a trip where we can go ziplining and walk in the jungle and bird watch and maybe take a rafting trip. Well, Panama Canal, it offers that too. It offers that, it offers colonial cities, sightseeing that you can't believe, and the culture that you encounter on that trip is amazing. This mola behind me is made by the Kuna Indians. They're a group of Indians that have maintained their culture throughout the ages. They moved to some islands off of the coast of Panama when the Spaniards came, and they have kept all of their traditions intact. And you can take a side trip and see them. It's just amazing, the world that this trip opens up. So, try my tactics, and I have the feeling that right away you will be on a trip to the Panama Canal. And don't forget to mention the food, the accommodations, the luxurious dining rooms, and everything that's on all of the Princess cruise ships. It's all there, and more. The world, the Panama Canal. So if you have a stubborn friend, spouse, mate, whoever might be traveling with you, try that trip. It's a surefire win. Okay, thank you. And if you have any other questions, just come and see me. I can fill you in with all the details.